Number 42, Palkia. Number 41, Licky Licky. Yeah, I did just put Licky Licky above Palkia. Hey yo, what's poppin', squad? Welcome back to another TCS Trade video. Yeah! Dude, how do people do intros like that all the time? That was draining. So Generation 4 of Pokemon got some love recently with the announcements of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, as well as Pokemon Legends Arceus. So I thought it would be fun to rank all of the Generation 4 Pokemon worst to best. There isn't really a specific criteria to this ranking list. I kind of just went with my gut feeling and like a little bit of research here and there. But yeah, I thought it'd be fun, so let's get into it. But before we start, make sure to hit like and subscribe if you enjoy this video, and if you want to stick around for more. So picture this. You're playing Pokemon Platinum, and you've been slathering honey trees all around Sinnoh looking for that elusive Heracross. It's a decently low chance, but if you slather enough honey trees, you're bound to get it eventually. So you put honey on all those trees, and you wait the 6 hours required for an encounter to spawn. Only to find a Combee. It's not the best outcome, but it can turn into a Vespaquin, so you decide to catch it anyways. Too bad it's a male! In order to get a Vespaquin, you need to have a female Combee. In any given Combee encounter, there's only a 12% chance of that Combee being female. So getting the one you want is already bad enough, but Combee itself just looks stupid, is bad, and I hate it. Next! At number 106 and 105, I have Kricketot and Kricketune. There's not really much to say about these guys. They're just trash. Kricketune, as a fully evolved Pokemon, only has a base stat total of 384, and its design isn't particularly interesting enough to save it. Number 104 is Happiny. Baby Pokemon are dumb, and stupid, and dumb, and stupid. But Happiny is my least favorite because, one, I think it looks pretty dumb, and also, it is complete garbage. Happiny has a base attack of 5. 5! That's worse than Cleffa. And as a wise man once said, F you, Cleffa. 103, Finneon. It's a fish. Next question. Now, how about a legendary this low on the list? At number 102, I have Phione. Or Phione. Phione. I don't know how to pronounce it. Statistically, Phione is actually not that bad, but the reason why it's this low on the list is because it's completely pointless. The only way to get a Phione is to breed a Manaphy, which is fine, but after getting that Phione, it cannot evolve into Manaphy. What? Manaphy is just the better version of Phione, and they look almost identical, so there's just really no point in Phione's existence. Alright, number 101 and 100 is Bonsly and Mime Jr. Again, baby Pokemon, stupid looking, poor in battle. Number 99 is Cherubi. Does anyone care about Cherubi? No? Alright, let's just skip it. Number 98, Burmy. Burmy probably actually deserves to be a little higher on the list, but for some reason, my friend and I just really hate this thing. I really don't have a reason. It's just, we don't like him. Maybe it's his beady little eyes. Maybe it's the fact that it's super common and not that useful early in the game. I know all you Burmy stans out there might not like that, but I really don't have much of a reason to put this thing that low. Number 97 is Badoo. Again, another baby Pokemon, completely pointless, just doesn't need to be in the game, and it sucks. Number 96 is Beniri. I've really never liked this thing. It's actually not terrible in battle. I just don't like its design. I think it's probably because of those weird cotton ball things on its ears. I think they look pretty stupid. Also, I'm trying to equalize the playing field here by comparing first evolution Pokemon with other first evolution Pokemon, because obviously I'm not going to compare Beniri to a Garchomp in terms of battle properties, because that's just unfair. I'm trying to equalize it that way, give everyone their fair chance to get higher up on the list. Number 95, Mantike. I was trying to find something interesting to say about Mantike, and I stumbled upon this article. And the number one fact is, Mantike resembles a manta ray. No, really? Number 94 is Abomasnow. Abomasnow is cool in concept, but I've just, never really liked its design, and it's weak to, everything in the game, so it's just hard to bring this guy in and expect not to get a super effective attack against you. Number 93, Stunky. Do you guys want to experience pain? Here you go. At number 92 and 91, I have Shieldon and Bastiodon. When you think about fossil Pokemon, you're thinking of something that you only get once in the entire game. So you want it to be really cool. What you don't want is a Pokemon with a plate on its face. Shieldon is kind of just stupid looking, and Bastiodon is straight up hard to look at. Honestly, Bastiodon's not even that bad in battle. I just absolutely cannot stand its design. Number 90 is Scruppy. I actually really like Scruppi's concept. Scorpion Pokemon's pretty cool. But Scruppy is just doo-doo ass in battle. It sucks, man. It is unusable. It just gets absolutely wrecked. It's because it doesn't evolve until level 40. I mean, once you get past level 20 with this thing, it's unusable. Number 89 is Shanks. Now, if you guys know me, this might be surprising because, I've pretty much made it very obvious that I love Luxray. But Shanks is a different story. I really do think Shanks is adorable, because it is. But when compared to other Pokemon that are similar, it's really useless in battle. That's mostly due to its moveset. It doesn't learn a single physical electric move until level 16, and by then it's already a Luxio. Of course, once it gets to a Luxio, it's awesome, but as a Shanks, not so much. Number 88, Monferno. I fucking hate the way Monferno looks. I hate it. It looks like a clown. It's a monkey clown. It's stupid. Number 87 and 86 are Bidoof and Bibarel. I actually found both of them to be not terrible in battle, but dude, what was going on with the design team? I just typed Bidoof into Google, and in the people also ask section, the first question asked is Bidoof a god? The answer is yes, by the way. Just not a fan of the way Bidoof looks, honestly. I think it's just eh. Bibarel, on the other hand, is even more disturbing. Pokemon looking creepy is fine if that's what the point is, but I don't think that was what they were going for here, and it just doesn't work. Those eyes, man. He's seen some shit. Number 85, Hippoptop. That's what me and my friend call Hippopotas. Number 84 is Motham. Again, this was another one that I really didn't have much to say about, but I bumped it up a little bit because I read that Motham steals Combie's honey, and that's fucking hilarious. Number 83, Weasel. This is another one where I really like the design of Weasel, but it's just not that good until it evolves. However, I did come up with the greatest name for a Weasel. Nuts. Got him! Number 82, Drifloon. Drifloon is this low simply because it just cannot take a hit. However, it has one of my favorite fun facts about a Pokemon of all time. It's been known to carry little children off with it. It doesn't like heavy children. That's right. It is canon that there is a Pokemon that doesn't like fat kids. It's fucked up, man. Number 81, Purugly. Listen, I understand that it's the point of this thing to be hard to look at. I mean, it's right there in the name. But that does not change my opinion of it. This thing is ugly. Number 80, Chingling. This is another baby Pokemon that should probably be lower on the list, but I actually had one come up super clutch in a gym battle in a Nuzlocke once. I think Chaz lives a grass knot. With the Parahacks, Chaz gets the attack off first and I win. I think that's how it's gonna happen. Come on, Chaz. Let's go, baby. That's game. Let's go. So I bumped it up a little just for that. Number 79, Munchlax. This is probably the only baby Pokemon that's actually useful in battle. Munchlax has a 390 base stat total with really good special defense and really good HP. Throw an Eviolite on this thing and it can tank some hits. Number 78, Bronzor. For the second time, I'm going to compare a Pokemon to a plate. I mean, this thing is just a floating plate. This is another one that can definitely take some hits, but training a Bronzor up to its evolution is absolute hell. It just cannot do any damage. It is so slow to level up. Number 77, Lumineon. This one was originally going to be way lower because, again, it's just a fish, but Lumineon is actually not that bad statistically. It has really good speed, and combine that with Swift Swim as an ability and U-Turn, this thing can be a pivoter. The only problem though is that it doesn't have great attack stats, so it's not going to be sweeping any teams anytime soon. But it's better than I gave it credit for originally. Number 76, Vespaquin. Vespaquin is this low on the list because of how hard it is to obtain, not necessarily how it performs once you have it. First of all, its design is awesome. If I saw this thing coming at me in real life, I would be scared shitless. I'd probably curl up in the fetal position and accept my fate, consumed by a queen bee. I couldn't think of a better way to go. Number 75, Snover. Snover isn't any different than Obama Snow in the weakness category, but this thing is adorable. And I think it might have the cutest cry in all of Pokemon. It just melts my heart. Number 74, Probopass. Probopass has a stupid design. I hate looking at it. It has electric nose hairs. I hate it. But this thing is a tank. Both of its defense stats are astronomical, and it's a steel type, so it's gonna resist a lot of stuff. If you need something to come in and take some hits for you, Probopass has got you covered. Number 73, Glamio. It claws if displeased and purrs when affectionate. Its fickleness is very popular among some.
Okay. Are you a Glamio? Hi. Are you a Glamio? Are you a Glamio? Hey Glamio, use Quick Attack. Use Quick Attack. Okay, that's fine, I guess.
Number 72, Riolu. Riolu is mainly up this high because of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. One of the Pokemon that you can become in that game is a Riolu, and it kicks ass in that game. And that's literally my favorite game ever, so. But in the actual games, it's not good in battle. But it is adorable. Number 71, Gibble. Gibble is potentially the cutest Pokemon in this generation. I know that's kind of an odd choice, but just look at that little guy. He's got a little chompy mouth. He's just so cute. I don't know what else to say. He's freaking adorable. I love Gibble. But yeah, okay, it's not good in battle, and that's why it's this low. Honestly, if I took battle properties completely out of this and just went on design, I think Gibble would be in the top 10. I love Gibble. Number 70, Shellos. Its color and shapes differ from region to region. In the Sinnoh region, 2 types are confirmed. Could this be the origin of regional variants in Pokemon? Welcome to Game Theory. Number 69, Pachirisu. Story time. I had a Pachirisu who cursed me in a Nuzlocke. Never forget Snoob. Number 68, Prin Plop. If I'm being honest, all of the second forms of the starters are worse than the first forms in terms of design. And that holds true here. Prin Plop, not bad looking, just not that interesting. Not terrible in battle though, especially with an Eviolite. This thing can take some hits. Number 67, Cherum. Cherum has a second form during sunlight that makes it way better in battle. It also looks like a demon. Number 66, Wormadam. Trash. No, really, it has a form called Trash Form, which, by the way, probably happens to be the best form it can take. The Wormadam form you choose will change its stats and its typing. The reason why I say the Trash Form is probably the best is because it gets the Steel typing. Add a 36 speed to that with access to Gyro Ball, and this thing can do some damage in the right conditions, as well as taking hits. Design-wise, though, it's not great. I don't really like looking at it, but it's definitely got some use in battle. Number 65, Lopunny. Furry bait. Number 64, Yanmega. Yanmega really could have been one of my favorite added evolutions in this game, but they f***ed it up. Yanmega is a dragonfly. Why is it not a dragon type? They could have done so much with this thing, and instead, it's still not bad.
But it could have been so good!
Number 63, Croagunk. So, fun fact, fluid squeezed from Croagunk's finger, albeit poisonous, is a significant ingredient in remedies for lower back pain. It's also addicted to crack. Number 62, Magmortar. This thing is actually pretty ridiculous in terms of its battle properties. It has a 540 base stat total, and its move list is actually insane. But honestly, in my opinion, this thing is an assault on the eyes. I absolutely cannot stand the way Magmortar looks. It has these weird hand cannons, and those would be okay, but I just do not like the way they look in combination with the strange coloration pattern. I get that they were going for like a flame aesthetic, but it just doesn't work for me. Number 61, 60, and 59 are Uxie, Azelf, and Mesprit. This is the definition of a middle ground for me here because I really don't like their designs that much, but I do have nostalgic attachment to them. These Pokemon serve as the Lake Guardians in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time, Sky, and Darkness, and they are really important to the story of those games, and like I've said earlier, favorite game ever, so they're gonna get some points for that. But yeah, in terms of legendaries, they really are kind of underwhelming. 58, Heatran. I literally forgot that this thing was in Generation 4. Totally thought it was a Gen 5 legendary. But it's alright. Number 57, Gabite. Gabite's pretty cool, but I think it just gets overshadowed by how awesome Garchomp is. So that's the only reason I have for putting it this low. Number 56, Grottle. Grottle is my favorite second evolution out of the starters, but even still, I can't deny that this thing is kinda goofy looking. However, it is definitely the best in terms of battle properties. This thing hits hard for a Pokemon that isn't even in its final evolved state. Honestly, if Grottle didn't evolve, it could still be useful even late in the game. Number 55, Cranidos. Did you know? Cranidos has the highest attack stat of any first evolution Pokemon at 125, and it has the word butt in its description. 54, Chatot. Chatot is only this high because of, once again, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Chatot has a huge role in that game's story, and one of the best moments in the game happens because of Chatot. So, that's why Chatot gets to be this high up. Because in the regular games, Chatot fucking blows. Number 53, Hippowdon. Hippowdon's another design that I'm not a huge fan of, but dude, this thing is awesome in battle. It's got great physical defense, it can hit hard with earthquakes, and it's an automatic sandstorm every time it comes into battle. It's one of the only Pokemon that you can build a sand team around, and it really doesn't struggle to hit anything hard because of its stab ground typing. Number 52, Tangrowth. Tangrowth looks like the guy in Avatar who made the big swamp monster. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? That's what Tangrowth reminds me of, and I love Avatar, so just had to get that reference in there. Number 51, Leafeon. Leafeon is probably my least favorite evolution, and I still love it. It's got great attack and speed as well as physical defense, and it gets access to Leaf Blade as a physical grass-type move. The only reason why it's not that high on my list, despite me still loving it, is because of the grass typing. I just kind of find that boring. Number 50, Manaphy. Manaphy has one of the most interesting origin stories in all of Pokemon. The original way to get it was to play through all of Pokemon Ranger to unlock 2 side missions via password screen. In one of those missions, you could find a strange-looking stone that was actually a Manaphy egg. Then, you could transfer the Manaphy egg from Pokemon Ranger to Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Pretty cool. 49 and 48, Starly and Staravia. Starly is this high on the list because of how useful it is right from the get-go. As soon as you catch a Starly, it's going to get access to Stab Quick Attack, and it's eventually going to get Wing Attack for Stab Flying. It is the best non-starter for the early game. Also, it's kind of got a little chonk in its design, so I kind of find that cute. He's just a little fat bird. For Staravia, there's really not that much to say. It's just a really solid second evolution, and it looks cool. Number 47, Luxio. Luxio gets bonus points because of how good it gets right away. It immediately learns Bite and Spark, both of which were sorely needed from Shanks. Luxio kind of looks like the edgy teenager of Pokemon. Also, I just love his ears. I don't know why I love the ears so much. I just do. They're just so plump. Number 46, Chimchar. Now don't get me wrong, I love Chimchar. It was really hard to position the starters on this list. Battle-wise, it's better than Piplup. But design-wise, yeah, it's cute, but honestly, it comes down to real-life animals for me, and I just prefer penguins and turtles to monkeys. Number 45, Floatzel. Floatzel's design just kind of reminds me of a lifeguard. I feel like if there was a lifeguard in Pokemon, if it would be Floatzel, he would be the lifeguard. Battle-wise, Floatzel's really strong as a sweeper. It's got insane speed combined with its ability Swift Swim, and attack-wise, it's solid. The only downside is probably its moveset, because it doesn't learn any physical water moves except for Aqua Jet by level up in Gen 4. Number 44, Ambipom. This was actually a recent development. Not so long ago, I learned that Ambipom is a freaking beast in competitive battling. It's got good stats, not great, but it's the way that you can combine those stats with its ability Technician and its moveset. Ambipom can learn Fake Out by breeding and U-turn through TMs. Put a Life Orb on this thing with its ability Technician, and those Fake Outs hit hard. So basically, you can lead with this thing and fake out whatever comes in, and then U-turn out immediately to get a switch. And every time you switch it in after that, it can still use Fake Out to cause a flinch and hit hard. It can definitely be a solid support pivot Pokemon in competitive battling. 43, Drifblim. Who's the fat one now, bitch? Number 42, Palkia. For this, I'm definitely comparing Palkia to the other main legendaries, Dialga and Giratina. Palkia has both a weaker design and battle properties than the other two. It's still really good in battle, and its signature move, Spatial Rend, is awesome. But design-wise, I could just never get down with this thing. I don't know what it is specifically. I just really like Dialga and Giratina a lot more. Number 41, Licky Licky. Yeah, I did just put Licky Licky above Palkia. If you want to leave a dislike, I understand. I used to hate Licky Licky because it's so dumb looking, but now for the same reason, I love it. He's just so goofy. I mean, look at him. He's just like, I don't know. I love his little swirl on his head. He's a goober. I don't know. I really like his design now. I think it's funny. And also, Licky Licky's not that bad in battle either. It's pretty balanced all around, honestly. It has a decently high HP stat and access to Belly Drum. So throw a Citrus Berry on that thing, Belly Drum, max that attack stat, and you're good to go. But yeah, this thing's probably way too high, but I just think it's so funny. Number 40, Gallade. Gallade has one of the coolest designs that gets completely overshadowed by its other evolutionary form. You guys know what I'm talking about. The only knock that I really have on Gallade is that it has less speed than it probably should, and that kind of hurts it as a sweeper. But seriously, if this thing starts setting up some swords dances on you, GG. Number 39, Piplup.
Oh my god, Piplup's so cute!
Out of the 3 starters in this game, Piplup has my favorite design. It's a blue baby penguin. What more needs to be said? However, when compared to the battle properties of the other two, it's the worst. It doesn't have anything that it's particularly good at. It's not fast, it's not physical, it's not special. It's just kind of there. Once it evolves, it definitely improves in terms of its battle properties and overall competitiveness, but as a Piplup, not so much. But dude, it's a baby penguin! It has to be high on the list, I'm sorry, it just has to be. Number 38, Turtwig. Turtwig is not too far under Piplup in the adorable factor. I just love Piplup's design so much that I had to rant about it, I'm sorry. But Turtwig is way better battle-wise. Turtwig can pretty much carry you through the first gym by itself. Also, he's got stubby little feet. And they're cute, okay? I like them. 37, Gliscor. Gliscor has one of my favorite designs in the entire game. It's mostly due to the coloration. I just love the combination of the red and purplish colors. Also, this thing is 6'7". So, that's terrifying. Number 36, Porygon Z. According to the Pokédex, Porygon Z was created in an attempt to make Porygon 2 better by installing additional software within it. And apparently, it did not work as planned. This thing is basically a rogue AI in Pokemon form. It's also one of those Pokemon that is super annoying to fight against, but when you have one on your team, it's awesome. Number 35, Mammoth Swine. This is just another example of a ground type being an absolute physical beast. And it has decent speed despite its huge size. Also, funny Pokédex entry alert. From Platinum, a frozen one was dug up from soil dating back 10,000 years. It woke up to much amazement. Yeah, you know, just buried for 10,000 years. It's chill, I'm still alive. What? Number 34, Empoleon. Empoleon has a really cool design and a 530 base stat total, but it definitely leaves a little to be desired from its battle properties. The water steel typing is super unique and gives it a ton of resistances. The only problem is Empoleon really doesn't make use of the steel typing in its moveset. This thing is a special attacker, and the only move by level up that it learns that's steel type is Metal Claw. And even then, the rest of its moveset is mostly physical as well. However, it gets a ton of points just because of those crazy resistances its typing has. 33, Rampardos. Rampardos is just another Pokemon that can hit like a truck, but this time it's an 18-wheeler. 165 base attack. Enough said. Number 32, Shaman. Shaman is pretty cool because it has 2 different forms that change both its typing and its stats. Its land form is a perfectly balanced 600 stat total, and it's absolutely adorable. Its Sky form changes its stats to be more of a speedy special attacker, but it still keeps a solid 103 base attack. And it's on the title screen of my favorite game ever, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky. Number 31, Glaceon. Oh, look at how cute it is. Oh, it's so cute. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Number 30, Rhyperior. Stop me if you heard this one before. Hits like a truck, physically defensive, big monster. Yeah, there's so many of these in this generation. Number 29, Skunk Tank. This might be the play, I'm gonna do it. No! No! Number 28, Toxicroak. Toxicroak really has all that you want it to have. It's got good stats, a good move list, and it's got good type matchups. But also, interestingly enough, it can be used on a rain team because of its ability Dry Skin. That little extra is why I put it right above Skunk Tank. Number 27, Cresselia. Cresselia is up this high simply because of its design. I don't even know anything about its battle properties. It's probably pretty good, I would think. They really did a good job of creating a cosmic space type vibe, with the rings around its body being a super important detail to me. I just absolutely love the way it looks. Is that shallow? Probably a little bit. Number 26, Frostlass. So you're in the 7th gym in Pokemon Platinum. You're fighting Candace. You're doing pretty well, but that Abomasnow came out and started a hailstorm. Then Frostlass comes out, and you can't fucking hit it. What would you say the best way is to cover for being a weak defensive Pokemon? Well, not being able to get hit helps. Add in Priority Ice Shard to its 110 base speed, and this thing's a beast. Number 25, Magnezone. Magnezone is kind of unique in Gen 4 because it's actually something that hits hard with special attacks as opposed to physical ones. Although it doesn't really have the speed to be a sweeper, it does get access to Thunder Wave, so it can kind of nullify that. Combined with its great defenses and steel typing, Magnezone is tough to beat. Its only real flaw is its base 70 HP, but when over 2/3 of Pokemon types can't really hit you that hard, it doesn't really matter. Number 24, Rotom. Rotom has one of the cooler concepts in Pokemon history. Honestly, a ghost possessing household objects is hilarious and also really creative. The only downside of this is that these forms can be hard to obtain, normally only being obtainable in the postgame. Number 23, Reggie Gigas. Reggie Gigas is this high simply because of its amazing Pokedex entries. Listen to some of these. There is an enduring legend that states this Pokemon towed continents with ropes. It is said to have made Pokemon that look like itself from a special ice mountain, rocks, and magma. So it created the other Reggies, and it also pulled the earth together? What? The ridiculousness of it all just makes me like this thing even more. Number 22, Drapion. I was digging deep to find some fun information about Drapion, and I randomly came across its sprite image from Pokemon Rumble Rush. Look at his giant head! 21, Bronzong. Bronzong is a great Pokemon because it really gets everything right. It gets its stats right, it gets its moves right, it gets its typing right, it gets its abilities right. Put all of those together and you've got almost a perfect defensive wall. Both of its standard abilities nullify a weakness, and its steel type makes it resist a bunch of other stuff. And it gets access to Gyro Ball with its 33 base speed. I don't know why, but I just love Gyro Ball. Number 20, Spiritomb. Spiritomb is one of the strongest non-legendary Pokemon in the game. For the longest time, it didn't even have a weakness until Fairy type was introduced. It's really only lacking in its HP and speed, but all 4 of its other stats are great. And this is another Pokemon that gets an incredibly complementary move list. And I really just like the lore of this Pokemon. According to the Pokedex, it's a Pokemon that was formed by 108 different spirits. It's essentially an amalgamation of 108 different souls, being controlled by a 12-year-old. Number 19, Weavile. It's really fast, hits really hard, and it looks incredible. That's really all that can be said. Number 18, Arceus. Let's see, it's the literal god of Pokemon. It can be any type in the game. It has one of the best stat totals ever. Literally created the universe. Yeah, I think it's worthy of being in the top 20. Number 17, Haunch Crow. Haunch Crow has one of my favorite designs in Pokemon, period. It's literally a pimp, let's be honest. It's a pimp, but it's also really good in battle. Both of its attack stats are extremely good, so you can run this thing however you want. It gets the best access to all of the dark and flying type moves, except Sucker Punch, and I really think that's the only fatal flaw of this Pokemon. Its 71 base speed isn't terrible, but for a flying type, it's pretty low end. Giving it that priority move would probably put this thing in the top 10. 16, Infernape. Infernape takes all the things that Monferno did wrong and completely changes them to make it one of the best starters ever. Purely from a design standpoint, I think this thing is the best starter in this game, but I have to dock some points for its ability in battle. It's still an extremely solid Pokemon, but the fire fighting type is just boring. It's also pretty frail. It's not going to take that many hits. But it absolutely can dish it out with Stab Close Combat, Flare Blitz, and Priority Mach Punch. Number 15, Giratina. I'll never forget the first time that I went in the Distortion world in Pokemon Platinum. You walk up to Spear Pillar, and Dialga and Palkia are sitting there, and somehow Giratina comes out and absolutely steals the show. And it has one of the most demented battle themes ever. It's got 2 different forms that can alter its stats, and both of them look absolutely terrifying. And I like that. Number 14, Electivire. Electivire is my second favorite Electric-type Pokemon in Generation 4 because it's an absolute animal. Heedless of enemy attacks, it closes in, shoves its tail onto the foe, then looses high voltage. Electivire is the equivalent of that one shonen anime character who can get hit 100,000 times and just doesn't give a shit. Stat-wise, it has crazy high physical attack with access to Thunder Punch and Wild Charge. That's electric! Number 13, Dusknoir. Last time I'm gonna mention this, I swear. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Dusknoir. That's all I can say. It's all I can say without spoiling, okay? Just go play the game. You will understand why it's this high. Number 12, Lucario. Lucario gets a ton of hype from Pokemon, and it's pretty easy to see why. It has a striking design, it's extremely strong, and it has a very interesting backstory. It uses Aura to understand and communicate with people. It's probably the Pokemon that's closest to being able to actually talk.
It's because...
Stop it! No! That never happened. Number 11, Mismagius. Mismagius is another Pokemon that's probably in my top 10 in terms of actual design. It excels in status moves, and it can hit pretty hard, especially with Shadow Ball, but mostly it just looks dope. Number 10, Roserade. Roserade is a Pokemon that was sorely needed as an evolution to Roselia. It's essentially a grass-type sweeper, which is almost unheard of, and it gets access to stab poison-type moves. I'm probably putting it on the high end here, but that's because I had a Roserade, my Gen 8 Nuzlocke named Nug, and it was so good. But that's not to take away anything from Roserade. This thing is absolutely kick-ass. Number 9, Dialga. I mean, just look at it. That design just screams the word legendary. I don't think you can make a claim that there's another Pokemon that does that better. It's a Dragon Steel type, and it's fucking badass. That's really all there is to say about it. And it's in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I'm sorry! Number 8, Carnivine. Okay, I gotta be honest here, guys. I fucked up, okay? Carnivine was not supposed to be in the top 10. But when I was writing this list, I forgot it existed until I got there, and I was like, I could either go rewrite the list and put Carnivine in it somewhere, or I could just say that Carnivine beat me, and that it gets to be in the top 10 because, I don't know. I have just literally zero reason as to why this is here besides the fact that I forgot about it until it was too late. I don't know why you're still here. I don't have any other reasons. 7, Gastrodon. For a Pokemon that isn't exceedingly rare, Gastrodon is actually insane. It can tank hits, it can dish it out, and it's only weak to grass. It gets access to all the best ground and water type moves, and it's cute as hell. Number 6, Torterra. Torterra is my favorite starter, ever. Maybe my nostalgia glasses are on a bit too tight this time, but I'd like to make a case as to why Torterra is actually this good. It's extremely physically bulky with access to Curse, Earthquake at level 32, and 2 separate healing moves in Leech Seed and Synthesis. And plus, the grass ground typing is just unique, and I've always really liked it. Design-wise, it's literally a lion turtle from Avatar. Its subtitle is the Continent Pokemon. I mean, what other Pokemon that isn't a legendary has that raw presence? I don't think there is one. Number 5, Darkrai. Darkrai will always be special to me because of the movie. Besides the first movie, Pokemon The Rise of Darkrai definitely stuck with me the most. It's probably my favorite Pokemon movie because of how it portrays Darkrai. In the Pokédex, Darkrai is always the one who's known as a bad Pokemon because it causes nightmares. But in the movie, they flipped that on its head and made him the good guy. I really just like the subversion that they went for. The easier way to write that would have made Darkrai the villain, but they went with something different, and I really appreciate that. Number 4, Garchomp. A couple days ago, I tweeted the following. Oh man, I can't wait for Cynthia to step on me. And the way she'll do that is with her Garchomp. Garchomp is potentially the single strongest non-legendary Pokemon in existence. I don't really have the stats to back that up, but I kind of feel confident in that claim. I mean, my god. Look at those stats. It doesn't have a weakness. Its lowest base stat is special attack at 80. 80 as its lowest. And it has a Mega that's even more ridiculous. It's also got a great design. Just really cool looking. I don't really know how else to describe it. And this is coming from someone who's not really a big fan of the Dragon type because they normally take so long to train, which is true for Garchomp as well, but it's just so good that even I've done it a bunch of times. And yes, everyone knows about Cynthia's Garchomp, perhaps the best NPC trainer Pokemon in the history of the series. From an objective standpoint, this is the best. Number 3, Staraptor. Staraptor is my favorite of the normal flying type Pokemon. It's literally called the Predator Pokemon, and its design shows why. It truly is a predator, and whatever it attacks is the prey. It also gets access to Intimidate as its ability, which is really helpful in covering from its defensive weakness. But realistically, it's this high because of the frequency in which I use it. Staraptor is almost always on my Pokemon Platinum team. Literally every time. You can catch a Starly early game, and you can train it all the way up to a Staraptor, and it just never gets boring to use. Number 2, Togekiss. So there's like this rumor going around that I may or may not like Togepi. It's not like my PC wallpaper is a Togepi, or my member badges are Togepis. I don't know where people are getting that. Guys, Togekiss is really f***ing good. It's got a Fairy Flying typing, a 545 base stat total, and Serene Grace as its ability. The hell were they smoking when they made this thing? I will say that the change to Fairy typing definitely nerfed it a little bit in terms of its raw attack strength, but giving it access to Dazzling Gleam and way better coverage was absolutely worth it. Also, it's really cute. Just look at that big boy. Look at him go. He's so happy. And at number 1, Luxray. If you guys have ever watched me stream Pokemon, you know that Luxray is my favorite Pokemon ever. The reason is simple. Emotional attachment. I vividly remember my first playthrough of Diamond, and Luxray was on that team, and he was my favorite back then, and he's my favorite now. There's really nothing else to say. Did you guys perfectly agree with my list? I absolutely doubt that. So, please leave a comment with some of your favorite Gen 4 Pokemon in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.